Support the Amigos podcast and keep the Amiga goodness flowing for just $1 a month. Visit our page at patreon.com/AmigosPodcast.
Amiga, the first personal computer that gives you a creative edge.
Amigos, the podcast about everything Amiga. Amigos is a proud member of the Throwback Network, your home for quality retro podcasts. And now, here are your hosts, Aaron Dowdy and John Bodovkar Schaller.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Amigos. I'm John.
And I'm Santa. Well, I am.
Oh, and I'm Brent, apparently.
I'm Matt. And I'm John Marshall. Chad.
And it is our... What holiday is it? I forgot.
Oh, boy. We're going down a bad road here. It's Christmas, Bo.
Welcome to our Christmas Spectacular.
Woo, Christmas.
And we are going to do a lot of sort of different wacky things that are not the norm for a normal Amigo show. But the news never stops, not even for Christmas. And so Aaron has prepared a selection of special Amiga news for us.
No, I haven't. I'm looking at it right now.
Aaron?
Well, let's see what we got here, Mr. Boat. Wish I wasn't blind. That usually helps. So, let's start off with... Let me see what we've got here. Wow, I can't read my own stuff.
Wow, this is really going great.
Oh, yeah. So, this was an interesting read I found, and I wanted to pitch this straight away. I really dug this. There's a site out there called Distrita. Have you heard of Distrita? Have you ever heard of it?
No.
And they did an interesting article here on Amigas. From their inception, they were able to make 14-bit audio. Anybody read this? Have you heard about this?
I don't even see this on the Google Plus page.
It's up there. And so what they've determined is, and I'm not sure who knew this and who didn't, but the Amiga was capable of producing a 14-bit audio sound. I mean, and it was, and you had to have, to do a proper job of it, you needed something like a 6820 in your Amiga. And there are examples of it that are out now of people using these certain techniques to have the Amiga work in 16 and 14-bit tracks. It's very impressive. There's an interview on there as well. It's definitely worth checking out if you're an audiophile. The fact that, of course, if you think about it, there are even techniques for the Amiga 1000 to have done it. So effectively, that computer in '85, no one knew it, but it could have produced a 14-bit sound, which it could have been working in that 14-bit sound. I thought it was kind of interesting, so I stuck it up there. Another article I found, and this was great. This was really good. This was off of a site called Amitopia, and this was a look at how the Amiga was used and affected the culture in Argentina. Right? Believe it or not, Amiga had very thorough use in Argentina, and from its inception on. And it was sort of like the computer for the people type thing, and it was used, especially the television aspects of it were used for years, probably still being used. And it goes in, it's an interview with an Argentinian guy who talks about the country, the problems the country has, how the Amiga, how Commodore, the company, worked in Argentina, and what they did with their Amigas, and what they do today with them. It was really, who'd have thunk it? Because I remember a few, I guess it was last year, maybe it was 2 years ago, there was an article up on how the Amiga had been used in the Middle East. I believe it was like Iraq or Iran, where it had a lot of use there. This is very similar. I think it's even the same website that did the original story. But this was a good read, and it also puts things into perspective since it's Christmas time. You've got there are many parts of the world that have it pretty rough, and Argentina is no different. I mean, they're having a rough go of it down there. So, but it, not to get preachy, but it's a good article. It's something I recommend.
All right, cool.
Having a look at because it's just something you don't think about that often. I think most of what we have left is... Oh, no. Oh, if I'd have missed this, I'd been killed. They are working on a new... This is a weird one, guys. they're working on a new MP3 playing bit of hardware for the Amiga. So ponder this, if you will: an Amiga 500 playing MP3s with this card. And I wanted to ask everyone, what do you think about this? Because to me, this seemed kind of goofy. What do you think, Boat?
Well, I thought that the Amiga could already play MP3s. To be honest with you,
No, not without a like a vampire card.
Oh, okay.
This would be a little card, presumably. Now, this is something that's still in development, but I read it a lot of places. It got a lot of press this week. That it's a little card that it can lets the Amiga, if it works, they get it all put out. It'll let the Amiga play MP3s.
Well, I guess if you are one of those people that want to try and make your Amiga as much like a modern computer as possible, this is just another way for you to do that. But what is the price? Did they announce any price?
It's still in development. I don't usually cover stuff that's in development, but this was such a bizarre thing. Because I guess the big question I would have is, why? I don't understand why you would just get a card to play MP3s.
Right,
unless there's some way it mixes in with the ability to manipulate them in like a soundtrack or something.
Because it's not as if that was something you were doing with your Amiga back in the day. It won't scratch any nostalgia itch.
That's right. And the Amiga has awesome sound, but it has its own sound, right? I don't think this is, from what I read, I don't think this is going to give the Amiga like the ability to, become a modern studio computer or anything like that. So I don't understand exactly what the point is, because it's not. I've got that PlayStation 2 I just got. I remember it played DVDs. It was a big deal, right, when it came out. This isn't like that. This isn't like, wow, now your Amiga plays MP3s. No one else can. Everyone can on everything,
Right.
So I don't understand the appeal, but someone's doing it, and it got a lot of press, so maybe people care. It's very odd to me. What do you think?
Well, here's the thing. If it's a card that is using the processor of the Amiga or a lot of the hardware of the Amiga to do this thing, and it's mainly just being used as an output, it's kind of neat. It's nothing I would ever be interested in. I like seeing what the old hardware can be pushed to the limits of doing.
What do you think the oldest computer is that can play MP3s?
Probably first generation Pentiums.
Okay. So this is like a good, almost 10 years after the Amiga came out.
I would
95,
think
something
so.
like that.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit.
And I don't know that for a fact, but that would be my guess. I've never understood, especially if the card is basically the card is playing the MP3 and it just plugs into your Amiga.
Why is that any different than just having a Discman beside running out to your speakers?
That's exactly right. So, it's neat someone's taken an interest enough to do it. Maybe it is a just cuz type of scenario. Nothing that tickles my fancy, though.
Yeah.
What do you think about it, John?
I was wondering, I guess it just gives it the ability to accept codecs. Is that all it is? It's just
I would assume it has to have some sort of. It has to have. My guess would be it has some sort of processing power added, because the Amiga's processor can't handle decompressing an MP3. So you're an audio guy. I'm trying to think of the general uses aside from just listing MP3s. Let me ask you, since you use studio computers and stuff, I'm guessing, if this hardware gave the Amiga the ability to work in the MP3 world, would it make much of a difference in a studio setting, given the limitations of the Amiga being that old? Could you see any reason to use it?
It's just trying to get old hardware to do new tricks. Right?
Yeah. Now, Chad, obviously you're not a big Amiga guy, but let's say someone added MP3 capabilities on, say, the Coco, right? I'm just using something in your realm. Would this make you? What would you think about this? Would it be something you care about?
Kind of overkill at this point, I would think. But it sounds like that card in itself. It sounds like it's using dedicated hardware, and it's in essence like putting an MP3 player and just plugging it in. It's just going through the audio ends or so forth of the Amiga.
Yeah. Now, they just released. I was watching a program where they've released a parallel port board that hooks into your old IBM PC, that gives non-audio IBMs the ability to run ad lib music. You remember ad lib? This is probably a little bit before your time. given what you've heard about this, I mean, I can understand why you'd want ad lib because it adds sound to where there's no sound, right? Because like if you had an IBM laptop that didn't have a sound card, you have no sound except for the beeps. That I can understand because it gives that ad. Do you think this is similar, Matt? I mean, do you see a parallel here? Is this?
I mean, only if it were to add something. I mean, like what you're saying, if there's already so much stuff out there that can play in MP3. Heck, phones can play them. So
right.
It's not.
Now, the one thing I thought of, and maybe you guys could think about this, is if it added functionality to where games could be made going forward, that would be able to use that hardware when you're playing the game. Does that make any more sense to anybody? Would you be more interested if there was a lot of homebrew that was coming out that could?
The biggest rule to hardware is if everyone doesn't already have it, why program for it?
Well, but the Amiga is a whole different ball of wax.
But even so, first of all, you have to find someone who is still programming for the Amiga. Plus, you have to give them incentive to program for a piece of hardware that literally maybe only dozens of people have. It would be so specialized. I can't see, first of all, it ever happening. And even if it does happen, I can't see it making any kind of difference.
Yeah, I don't think that the sound, like when you're programming something for a homebrew, having MP3 quality sound is so low on the list because the Amiga already has such a sort of famous sound chip already.
And I don't know if I would want non-Amiga sound on the Amiga.
Right. It would just
I
be
like
weird.
Amiga sound.
Yeah.
So.
Now, I can understand if you have, like in Aaron's example, if you have, this is my retro PC. It is my one retro device. If I can add something to it that expands the capabilities of the games that can play, that's relatively inexpensive, then that makes sense. But just adding something that doesn't enhance games that already exist, because there aren't Amiga games that could do this natively, it doesn't fly with me.
Well, you do have to consider, though, also it's an enthusiast thing. I mean, like, anytime you can add any sort of functionality to any machine, any console, anything that you have, I mean, it's...
Some people are going to be into it.
It's a goal.
Yeah.
I mean, and you feel like you've accomplished something.
That's right.
The original Coco, for example, it wasn't set up for voice at all, but they found a way to push the hardware to actually get speech synthesis and stuff out of it. Which was very impressive, and whoever did that, I'm sure they were...
I had that module, by the way.
They were jumping around. I'm sure they were going crazy.
Just while you're on that, just a little wacky tidbit. And on the Coco's sound module, it literally, you could go to the code of the games, and they would have the stuff written in a way that this thing was basically speaking the words. You remember the old, like, the Amiga... The part of the Amiga DOS is where you type. There's a program you can type it in, and it'll say whatever you type. Like okie dokie, and it would rip. On the Coco, you could look through the program and find, like, I had a flight game, and it'd say like fire commander, but it would say fire commander. It'd have like 3 eyes, to get it to say it more like a human. And I went in there and changed it to nothing but dirty words.
Of course you did. That's what everybody that has any kind of speech set. That's the first thing that you do.
I couldn't help myself, but.
But in the same vein of the hardware you're talking about, if it is using the Amiga hardware to play MP3s, it is impressive. Yeah. That would be impressive.
That would be I don't see how it's possible.
I'm not saying it wouldn't be useful, but it would be impressive.
Well, interesting food for thought there.
Yeah.
A couple more items. I haven't even gotten to put these up on the site yet, but a couple more things that popped today. There's now a version of Pirates. Remember we covered Pirates and didn't exactly burn it up on the playthrough on that, I might add. But there's a version of Pirates now that's had the old company job done to it. That I don't think the company did this one, but it's been made available for PC play with the old all-in-one EXE Amiga emulator. And I hear it's it plays the Amiga version of Pirates. So if you're into Pirates, which we like. I kind of liked Pirates.
Yeah, it's a shame that we didn't actually do very well playing.
Not when we hit land.
That was a Super Stardust all over again.
I kind of dug it, though. That's a game that Sid Meier's Pirates. You guys ever play Sid Meier's Pirates?
Absolutely.
Really? All you guys... You never played that one?
I know of it.
I mean,
but I did.
I shouldn't say I've played it. I've watched it being played.
Yeah. So you've never actually played it yourself?
No,
Now,
but
John,
I know it's an iconic game.
You played it, John. What did you think?
I never got too far in it. And
Yeah.
I never really knew much of what to do.
Yeah, but that's a game. I mean, it's not when you just hop in. Clearly,
Right. You've got to read the documentation, and if you acquired it in the way that most Amiga gamers acquired games, the documentation was not part of the deal.
Now, this last item I've got before we get to site news, this literally just popped up. Amiga J, you know him, you love him, or you don't like him. He's back with another classic gray area CD32 disc. Actually, this one is straight up not gray area. This is totally legal. It's the CD32 SCAS 2017, a stock classic Amiga scene. It's a collection of 31. It's a collection of games for stock Amigas. It's got games of all genres and demos. It's the full deal. I'm looking to see what they've got on here. A lot of demos, and then just a lot of stuff you really haven't seen before. For example, here's something I never thought I'd see on the Amiga. Commander Keen in Keen Dreams. I guess someone ported it over from DOS. Now that's something to see. Do you ever play? Anybody play Commander Keen? Never. No,
I always thought that was more of a DOS thing.
It is. It's a support from the DOS.
Oh, okay.
You know, that's crazy. I'm glad I saw that. I'll have to give that a shot. It's also got Killer Bees on it, which we covered that for the old Odyssey. Which that was a really good game. It's got the Last Starfighter, which we talked about last year, which won that the Amiga freeware contest they had a couple last year, and a few other things. There's a demo of Rygar. That'd be interesting. I remember we heard about the Rygar demo, but I don't know if we'd ever heard if the game actually got made. It's funny looking this over. It's like all of our news bits for like 2 years, all smashed together in one CD.
Well, what happens is Amiga J listens to the show. He loves the show, and he's like, "I want to make a compilation with nothing but the things on the show."
Is that what it is?
Legal disclaimer: none of this is true.
It's funny as I'm looking over this, it's like, and also there's a lot of stuff on here that I never mentioned on the show because it's not done. You know, I usually only like to talk about games that are finished,
right?
And so I see a lot of our old news stations I never covered too. So whoops. But yeah, so. Same thing. Go to we'll link this up on our Google Plus. But Amiga J stuff, it's always good. They've got nice front ends. If you've got a CD32, you should have a big stack of Amiga J discs there, and you're set. I mean, you've got a good solid collection if you just collect the stuff he's put out, because he's put out the Ready Soft stuff, Sensible stuff. He's put out everything, so he's got a lot of good stuff. So if you're into that, go grab it.
Awesome.
That's pretty much all I've got for news this week. Bo, do you want to go over some of the site stuff that you got up there?
Nope.
Okay, well, I'll go over.
Okay.
Fair enough then, buddy. Our good friend, our good dear friend, Chris Folds has put back the old Retrogaming Christmas list, and with a bonus video at the end. I haven't watched the bonus video. Have you watched the bonus video?
No, I haven't.
Chris Folds, he's a hard-working son of a gun.
Oh, I did watch a little bit of this bonus video. I remember now. Yeah, this is a classic '80s Christmas special.
Oh.
Oh
yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's sort of like. Do you remember at the at my Christmas party last year, we watched one of the old Bing Crosby specials?
Yes.
It's the UK version of that, basically.
It's funny. I watched a Dean Martin Christmas special from '74 the other night. It had Tim Conway in it, and it had Bob Newhart.
Was Charo on there?
Charo.
I always love when Charo shows
Charo.
up. Oh.
This is '74, so I was 3 when this came out. Dean was liquored up as usual,
Of course.
allegedly. So anyway, Chris Folds has got that joint up there. Wow, I don't know how to address this one. Dreamcatcher put up a video this week, and it was a Lethal Weapon Christmas tribute. This isn't the Lethal Weapon review, mind you, Bo. This is his weird Christmas video. It's got a robot woman that talks during it. I watched it. I stared on in disbelief at what I was seeing. I couldn't describe this when I posted it, and I can't describe it now. And Chris Folds already posted it anyway, and he couldn't describe it either. So I unposted mine and looked at his description. I was like, good enough. So I don't know what this is. But along those lines, Dreamcatcher also posted a lengthy dissection of the Lethal Weapon game. Have you played this game?
No.
I didn't know it existed until, much like a lot of the stuff he covers.
I always thought Lethal Weapon came after Loaded Weapon, that National Lampoon movie.
No, it came before it. That's where they got the idea to lampoon it. You see, that's the way that stuff works.
No, because like Christmas Vacation, there's no like real Christmas
But that's
Vacation.
not a parody film.
But it's National Lampoon.
Right, but I mean, no, you're missing the point. Loaded Weapon was a parody of Lethal Weapon and all the cop movies. That was the joke.
Agree to disagree.
Ignoring him, have you guys ever seen, anybody here seen Lethal Weapon, the movie?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Everybody no, you never saw it? No,
I've
remember
seen all 4 of them.
You've seen them all. And what was your favorite?
Boy. Sometimes you should stop at 1.
Yeah, I'd say probably the first.
Yeah, what about you, Chudley?
First one was the best.
First one. Well, now, I will say Jet Li was in, I think it was 3.
I don't know.
And Joe Pesci was in there sucking that one up.
Joe Pesci, I'm not a huge fan of.
I like Joe Pesci.
okay,
I liked him
but-
in Casino an awful lot. And you remember Casino? Everybody seen Casino? Nobody?
Yeah.
You have, yeah. I know Boat's not seen it. We talked about that before. But
I like casinos.
well, yeah, you always win. That's why. But this is one heck of a review of a game that looks marginal. Actually, I got a pretty good review on Lemon, where I immediately looked it up to see if it existed, and maybe he was just making. I mean, after that video, all bets were off, brother. Did anybody see this video he put out?
Yes, it was one of the odder things I've ever
Has
seen.
he Dreamcatcher's videos?
Yeah.
I mean, have I not taken the appropriate pre-video drug? to get, I mean, maybe after a few more of these, I'll understand what's happening. But
No, it's going to take a few more of these.
yeah, but they're pretty wacky. Let's see here. So, do we have anything else of any consequence? I should have mentioned this. Adam Bradley put out a little article in someone using the Arduino. Anybody familiar with the Arduino?
Yeah.
They're using it as a Amiga floppy disk reader / writer, right? Anybody ever used an Arduino?
Nope.
No.
There's one that's converted into an Ethernet device, isn't there, for Amiga?
I think there is. I've not used an Arduino. They were. I think did they predate the Pi? They sound like they were around before.
Yeah,
Hey,
John.
And so, but that there's something I don't know what you would do with that yet. I didn't look into it enough to understand it. But in case that's your bag, they're using the Pi and the Arduino to do a lot of crazy stuff when you hook them to the computer. So, hey, there are handy little devices. So, I'll give them that. Let's see if there's anything of any consequence that we haven't covered. Is there anything I'm missing that we put out this week on the site? Oh, we did release our video review of Shaq Fu. Shaq Fu was, I had a lot of fun with you. Anyone here played Shaq Fu? I should have known you'd played it, Brent. Before you stuff your face, well, too late. What did you think? What did you think of Shaq Fu? And what system did you play it on?
Well, it would have to have been the Super Nintendo.
Which was a lesser version, as we determined. Because that was the third.
It was a crappy fighting game.
That was the third worst Super Nintendo game of all time, according to many lists.
I can't. I'd have to think about that. It was a crappy fighting game, but they tried something different and it didn't work. I'm not going to fault them.
I would not call it the third. I can think of 3 Super Nintendo games that I owned that were better than Shaq Fu, or worse than Shaq Fu.
It's got 3.
And better also.
You ever played Shaq Fu? Have you heard of Shaq Fu?
No.
Have you ever heard of Shaquille O'Neal?
I was going to ask if it had Shaq in it.
Yes.
Chad, you don't know anything about sports, do you? Have you ever heard the name Shaquille O'Neal?
Oh, yeah.
And do you know who that is?
Yeah.
And so have you ever heard of the game Shaq Fu?
Yes.
Okay. Have you seen Kazam?
Kazam.
Anybody here seen
Have you
Kazam?
ever seen an Icy Hot commercial?
I've never seen it.
No one's seen Kazam. Have you ever seen Kazam?
No.
You have.
I know what it is.
Yeah, so there you go. But anyway, Shaquille O'Neal. So we actually liked the game.
Yeah.
We pretty much destroyed ourselves on that episode.
Hey, I stand by my
I mean,
verdict
it was
on
made by
Shaq Fu.
Delphine, the people that did Flashback and stuff, and the graphics and stuff were not bad. But if it only had that multi-level scrolling, that would have helped. And I'll tell you, the place that they screwed up with, of course, we already went over this, but they made the guys a little too small. A little bit bigger, and some music, you'd been in business.
Yeah. Just watch the Shaq Fu episode again.
So, but anyway, we released that this week. What else did we come out video-wise? Do you recall? Was there anything else that we released this week? I think we released too much this week.
Yeah, it was kind of a quiet week.
And then you had some of your remastered episodes.
Yeah, so we continue to release Amigos remastered episodes from the pre-video days with upgraded audio and graphics and everything. So I believe we've neared the end, or maybe we've hit the end of what I've done so far. But next week I'm on vacation, so I'll be cranking some more out. So, but anyway. I believe that brings us to the end of the news segment.
That covers the news.
And the beginning of the real show.
Oh, okay.
All right. So,
Sorry.
what we're going to do is I've got several topics for discussion.
All right. Round table discussion.
But I was wondering, John, if you could help us out in sort of a producer role. I was wondering, I'm going to be giving some Amiga trivia questions, and I was wondering if you could monitor the chat on your phone for the correct answer.
I don't have a phone.
Oh, well, you can monitor it on my phone.
So I guess his answer is no. No, he cannot do that. I'm wait.
Now let me ask you, John.
Point for John.
Do you normally have a phone?
No.
You don't carry any cell phone. You're a wise man. Because you're one of the few people on earth that's not distracted in any way.
Trying to stay out of the phone zone and
see, I was like you once.
Stay out of the phone zone.
You made the right call. Chad was like that for a long time before he got that huge thing that he calls a phone. They're gargantuan.
Man, you're so wise it's echoing throughout the universe.
Yeah, I want to just have the chat. Oh, maybe I'll just mute my phone. Okay. So here are the answers, and I'll say and what I'm going to do is I'm going to give a 3-minute limit because some of these Dreamcatch is a little bit wacky with the questions.
This is Dreamcatch's yearly quiz.
Yeah, and so but people are in the chat. You have a chance to win a special award, a fabulous prize. Our first question is a picture question. So I'm going to put that up there. Oh, that's not the right one.
Is it the wrong one?
It's the wrong one.
Ding, ding, ding.
Hey!
Hold on a second.
You win.
Woo!
A Mr. Freeze potato china.
Okay.
This styrofoam plate.
Here is question number 1. It's right over Aaron's face.
Exactly where it needs to be.
All right. I'm just going to make this a little bit. Actually, maybe we'll. There we go. Look at that.
Oh.
Okay. So if you know what company that this card represents, then please answer in the chat.
Oh, and, can we take a guess?
And no,
I think that would ruin the fun for those playing at home.
The one time I know the answer.
Well, actually, you know what, Aaron? Because there's not going to be a lot of these that you know. I've looked. What do you?
I don't know the answer.
You don't know the answer after all that? I was about ready to bend the rules for you?
I think I know, but I'm not sure. I don't want to look like the last thing I want to do in this show is look like an idiot.
That's very true. That's never happened before.
What answer number?
This is number 1.
Okay.
With the power saw to the.
Got it first.
What is the answer?
Ocean.
Ocean is correct. Congratulations, Bam Biker.
Who was it now?
Bam Biker. That's Jonas Rulo.
Oh, Jonas.
I'm sorry, Jonas. I said your last name live on the air in front of everyone. I hope that wasn't secret.
Edit.
But you win this fabulous Dreamcatcher-related Amiga Christmas card.
Oh, that is
so
beautiful.
this will be winging its way to you in Hawaii.
Unfortunately, you don't have that camera up. So
oh, you're right.
Are you going to sign that for him?
Sorry.
Code?
This is what I get for
maybe some lipstick.
Here we go.
Yummy lipstick prints on it.
Yeah. Brent can be our close-up person.
Put that on Still Store, Brent bot. Wow, three House of Cards.
All right, so that went by pretty quick. So let's go ahead and load up our. This is okay. Number 2 is a text question.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
So
I'll say emoji happy face.
This is a word problem. Okay. Okay. Here we go.
All right. No, we're not answering this one either, right?
If you know it.
All right.
Identify the eponymous Amiga game character whose music includes a sample from the 1968 single "Captain of Your Ship" by American girl group Raparda and the Del Irons.
That's me out, man.
Okay.
What was that? Repeat those first 3 words.
Identify the eponymous Amiga.
Eponymous?
Yep. So the name of the character is also the name of the game.
Yeah, like hippopotamus.
Okay, got it.
Okay, so 3 minutes.
If anyone in the chat gets that, I personally Santa salute you. Also, please tell me what eponymous means.
I just said it's like hippopotamus.
Oh, I got it.
But less.
And while we're waiting,
it's like a baby hippopotamus. It's just eponymous.
So I thought we'd talk about what your favorite game. This is a round table discussion. Favorite game with a snow level.
Well,
okay, so
that defines all platformers.
Well, what's your favorite platformer with a snow level?
Actually, you know what? My favorite game with a snow level, probably Christmas Lemmings.
Christmas Lemmings, okay.
Mine's got to be Winter Games.
That's
I love
good.
winter.
That's also a good
I love
choice.
Winter Games.
Okay, what do you think, Matt?
Probably.
GoldenEye.
For some reason, they only. GoldenEye's really good.
Yeah. What were you going to say before?
Actually, you know what?
The only thing that was coming to mind was Ski Free.
Ski Free? Hey, wasn't that Windows game?
With the big scary monster.
I think they gave up. They're just saying drink, drink, drink. Somebody needs a shot of Fireball.
Hey, Chad, what's your favorite snow level game?
I'm gonna have to take 5 and pass on this.
Oh no, this is an Illuminati,
I
yo.
ponder this one a bit.
What about you, John?
What's that?
Favorite level in any video game that had snow? What's your favorite snow? What's your neighbor? Help me out here, Bo. You said it better.
Favorite game with a snow level?
Yeah.
I was thinking the only thing that pops out is Winter Games.
That's what I said. Bam.
I've got to go with the Addams Family. My favorite platformer. There's a level where you're in the freezer, snow level.
Yeah. Good call. What was the answer to this question? Are we just going to give up on that one?
The answer is John.
Yeah, number 2?
Yep.
Magic Pockets.
Magic Pockets.
It's like Hot Pockets, but with more magic.
Magic Pockets.
And probably with more nutritional value.
I'd hope, yeah.
All right.
Dreamcatcher these are always hard.
We move on to number 3. This is what they alternate between image questions and text questions.
Don't feel bad, chat, by the way, on that one. There's no one going to get
Here
that.
is number 3.
It looks like Gene Shalit, the Christmas poo, and I can't see what the other thing is there. What's that little thing in the corner?
Yeah, I'll make it real big for a second.
Hey. Too easy.
Yeah. So, chat people.
And what are we supposed to be? What is it supposed to equal?
It's supposed to be a game company. Right? Is that what the answer for number 3 is? Okay.
I got a rock.
Okay, and
I wish I had hair like that.
While the audience is guessing,
yeah.
Here's
Oh, well, sorry. Pixels at Dawn got it first.
Okay.
Paying attention.
What was the answer?
Psygnosis.
That's what I thought it was, and you know what it was? The owl eyes.
Oh, yeah, very good. All right, Duncan Styles, you are the winner.
No.
Sorry, Pixels at Dawn. You are the winner. Let me change the camera real quick.
Sorry, Duncan.
Of this fabulous Christmas card. So please, all winners, email me your physical address at amigos@amigospodcast.com, and this will
your
win its
ethereal
way.
address doesn't help us.
Right.
Yet.
All right. Here's another text question here. The next question is let me put the camera on myself here. I'm not getting enough screen time.
Oh my gosh.
In which punny SNES Mega Drive Yuletide game does Santa do a Jekyll and Hyde impersonation if he gives in to his caffeine cravings? I'll ask that one more time.
Do you know this one, Bo?
No. In which punny SNES / Mega Drive Yuletide game does Santa do a Jekyll and Hyde impersonation if he gives in to his caffeine cravings?
Oh.
Do you know?
What do you think? Oh,
I got nothing.
Oh. Very move.
Graham Vepke says Twitch crashed. So, hopefully just for him.
Yeah.
Pixels at
I thought that was a game. Twitch crash.
Oh, I know.
Pixels at Dawn?
You got it again, yeah. Days Before Christmas.
Oh, wow. Very good.
Man, he's going to have a little stack of little cards.
You have that
Now that one's just gorgeous there.
Yeah.
I literally just played that on my channel.
Wow. Speaking of the my favorite snow level, there it is. The snow level from the Addams Family.
Pixel's channel.
Yeah, Pixels at Dawn Gaming. Check him out on YouTube.
Pixel's a good guy,
He's awesome.
too. We love Pixel.
Jam suits at no fair.
All right. Well, it's time for another image question.
Ours is bad.
Alan said he's on fire.
Speaking of fire, why don't I drink this first?
All right.
Hey,
Number
you didn't have to try
5.
this.
Is it fire water? Oh, it's fireball. It's close.
Fire water.
Okay, so we're going to blow it up real big again.
It really isn't a straight type drink.
We'll mix it with the other.
What is that little in the corner? What's that say?
It tastes like
Kill
Tabasco.
Big Brother.
You got me on that one.
They've got you on all of these. Don't limit it to just this
I knew
one.
one of them.
Sure.
That's my story, dude.
I'm still stumped on the Christmas game.
All right.
Oh, wait a second. Paul Kitchen just got it.
Oh, okay. What was the answer?
Sensible Software.
Sensible Software. There we go.
Very
I have
good.
no idea how he got that, but I'm glad that he did.
Nice job, Paul.
So, Paul,
He stole the answer key from the teacher.
Since there are 7 Paul Kitchens, you've got to send a card to each one of them.
you can just identify yourself as the other Paul Kitching, and I will know.
You can just hit the
No,
one.
he's the game savant, Paul Kitching.
Gosh, he is too.
Yeah. Winner of every Amigos challenge.
That reminds
ever.
me, someone asked me about the next Amigos challenge. And so one will be forthcoming in the new year. I have several ideas, and I'm taking suggestions for anyone in the chat room or wants to drop me an email.
All right. Let's go ahead and take a quick break from the quiz and talk about your favorite gaming Christmas memory.
All right.
Okay?
I think we just did this for Retro Asylum.
We did this for Retro Asylum, but not everybody here did it.
I've got more. I've got
Okay.
another one.
So, Brent, why don't you start off? What's your favorite gaming Christmas memory?
Oh, I actually have one.
Great.
It took me a second, but then I remembered I like life a little bit.
I don't know what that means.
One year, when I was a wee lad, my parents got me a Game Boy for Christmas. Now, the reason why this is a fun memory for me was I actually opened my gift pre-Christmas and found out it was a Game Boy, took it out of its box, put all the batteries in it, put Tetris in it, and played for several hours. Put everything back in, wrapped it back up, and then acted surprised on Christmas. I mean, I
Wow.
kind of sucked, but it was good for me.
All right. Well, that sure beats Aaron's favorite memory.
I got this one.
All right.
What do you got, Chudley?
Old TRS-80 color computer. Got the disk drive for Christmas. Got Sands of Egypt for Christmas.
Oh, yeah.
And over the next probably 24 hours, I played that game to death and beat the game.
You beat
Wow.
Sands of Egypt, eh? That's a toughie, too.
No Google, no internet, just work through it.
Now, what kind of game?
Loved it.
What kind of game is Sands of Egypt?
Adventure game.
Okay.
The graphics, it was a
It
text
was a
adventure
text
with
adventure
graphic
with
pictures.
Oh, I see.
Chad, it's funny because when we did our Christmas memories for Retro Asylum the other day, my Christmas memory, my favorite one was getting a TRS-80 floppy disk drive for Christmas. So where you go.
Yeah. By the way, that actually brings up another thought to the first question. Was it Black Sanctum? That was the old Coco game.
The graphic detector, yeah, that's another one.
That would be my answer to the snow.
The snow level.
Yes.
Mm,
Because that was an awesome game as well.
awesome. What do you think, Matt? What's your favorite Christmas gaming memory?
I have to say the year we got the NES back in
That's a good one.
yeah,
Yeah.
it was either 85 or 86. I can't remember.
Wow. So you were an early adopter.
Yeah. And of course, the only game that we had was the game that came with it. Yeah,
But that was
Mario
two
Duck
games
Hunt.
in one.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
Or possibly 3 games in one.
It
if
was
you
two. It was
sprung, if your parents sprung for the power pad.
Yeah, they
The
did.
worst investment of all
I
time.
hated that pad.
Well, it let you smack the ground real hard.
Yeah. That was a precursor to Donkey Kong Country, where you had to hit the ground and make stuff happen. That's what we were doing.
I don't think it was anything like that, but okay.
Is the
Here,
chat
let me
have
have
any
this
Christmas
pencil.
memories that they're sharing?
Just now.
You were decorated enough.
Duncan Style says, my only gaming memory linked to Christmas was when I was given an Amstrad CPC 6128 with 3 games. Sorcery Plus, Amsoft Grand Prix, and Amsoft Cyrus 2 Chess.
Now, those would have been on cassette.
Yeah.
Right? You know, when I first got the Coco, it was all cassette. You know, and the cassette has a special charm that can't be replicated.
Is that what you call it? Charm?
Make that noise.
Duncan Style said on disc.
Oh, it was
Oh.
on disc. Shut my mouth.
Actually, I think the CPC didn't it have Duncan, or maybe you guys know? I'm pretty sure that it had 3.5 inch discs. I'm pretty sure, even though it was an older system.
What about you, John? What do you got?
I can't remember getting any tech for Christmas until I was a lot older.
Old enough to buy your own tech.
Okay, what was the first tech that you liked that you ever got?
I guess it was that TI computer.
Was it a 40? Was it TI 994A?
I can't remember what it was.
Silver with a black keyboard. Did you have Hunt the
I
Wampus?
think it was black, like all black maybe. We had to have a cassette player for it, for programs.
Do you remember any games you played on it?
I was trying to think. We also had cartridges. I remember that.
Yeah.
Munchman.
Munchman. Yeah, that was TI's. That was TI. Did you have TI Invaders? That's another good one. They really thought a lot on that title.
That was so long ago.
And then they had my favorite, Hunt the Wampus, and they also had a great shooter on that system. I'm trying to think of the name of that thing. Gosh, I've known it in the past, but it was for the TI. You were like, where the hell did this come from? It was a really good shooter. The TI did not have what I would call a huge swath of awesome programs for it, but I mean,
it's amazing what Homebrew's doing it now. I saw a Super Mario Brothers for the TI 99 that was pretty perfect.
Really?
Yeah.
I think the TI's potential. I mean, it was from Texas Instruments. It's not like they're a bunch of duds,
right?
So I'm sure the potential for it was quite untapped. I will say it had the hugest side bus I've ever seen on a computer because there was no room to expand it. And it had a big, my buddy Jerry's dad had it. It was a big metal case. It's sort of like the Amiga. Everything on it went off to the side. And this thing was as big as a leaf of this table. It was huge. And you could put I think you could put 6 devices in it. And I mean, you could pick this up. Remember that episode of Star Trek where Kirk was fighting the Norn? Or no, what was that guy? The Gorn. And he had that big rock. And he was going. This is what you could do with this thing. It was like a dun, 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 dun. You could kill a Gorn with one of these things. It was so huge. Now, that was a long way to go for that.
Wasn't the Coco the same way? Wasn't everything?
But the Coco's side thing was nowhere near as big or as hefty. TI wasn't screwed. I mean, it was from Texas.
Probably about like this big.
Yeah. It's funny. I had it when you bought a floppy for the Coco. It had 2 floppy drive spots in your case. And I only had 1 floppy for it, and then you had an interface card that plugged into the cartridge slot. And what you're supposed to get is this thing that hooks into the cartridge slot that has 4 cartridge slots, like a multiple cartridge slot for 1 slot. But I never bought one of those. But my family didn't have one, so if I wanted to use my sound adapter, I would load the game up and then pull out the floppy interface real quick and shove it in and hope it still kept working.
Wow.
I remember those days.
Was that the officially approved way?
No. Literally, every time you do it, it'd take 3 or 4 tries, but so the Coco wouldn't just completely crash.
So what?
You had better luck with that than loading up games off cassette, though.
Well, cassette. I had so many cassettes. We would do the old, and I'm sure a lot of our European listeners can identify with this, the old boombox special. I knew a dude at karate that would bring in these tapes full of games. Here's the tape full of games. Get the boombox out, dump that game, copy the cassette to cassette, take it home, try it. And sometimes when you were loading them up, it wouldn't work. It would fail. And then you just try to run it anyway, just see what you got. You ever done that? And you might be able to play it for a while, and it might crash. So you never knew. But cassettes were they were an adventure all their own. You never had cassettes, ever did.
Yeah, you forget that my first computer was that Atari, and we got the Atari, a disk drive, and a cassette drive.
Really? So did you ever use the cassette
Yes.
drive? Why would you use it if you had the floppy?
Because there were some things that I had that were only on cassette.
Oh, so you loaded. Did you ever save the cassette?
No, I never saved. I attempted to do it once. I typed in a program, tried to save the cassette, it failed, and I was like, never again.
Did you ever try? I know you saved the cassette plenty of times. And you probably never had a tape. And Brent, you brought it to me.
Do you remember going down to our neighbor's house? We'd start loading up Blue Max, and we'd go out and play, and then we'd come back in, flip it over, load the second time, go out and play, come back in, it would always fail.
Yeah.
We'd do the exact same thing again, and then we'd have enough time to play Blue Max for 10 minutes before we had to leave to dinner.
Or we'd get bored and load something else. That was that Atari as well.
Those were good times.
The Atari sounds different when it's loading up than any other computer. It's like doop, 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 the beepy noise.
Oh yeah.
No other computer makes that noise.
I still can sing the loading beeps to my favorite disc. I mean, that's what it did every time. Then it played Mars.
That's great. That's great.
Before we lose this. Duncan said that the CPC 464 was tape. The 664 and 6128 were disc.
Does he say what size the discs were? I want to say that they were
Well, in
3
here
and
he
a half.
says 464 and 664 had 64K, and the 6128 had 128 of memory. But he doesn't say what discs.
128. Sweet.
Yeah.
The Coco. My Coco 3 had 128. And it was glorious.
This was funny. Dreamcatcher put on here. He said, "I got to open a single Christmas present the night before one year. No idea why I hadn't guessed that it was a beanbag."
You know, I bought Luke a trampoline this year. It's wrapped.
Well, he's watching right now. You've totally ruined
And the box
it.
is this big and this wide, and it's heavy because
Right.
it's a trampoline, right? So I asked Luke. I said, "Luke, I'll make you a deal," because he was wanting to open a present the other night. And I was like, "Listen, if you can guess what's in this box, you could have it right now." And he walked up and he lifted it. He sized it up. He goes, "Listen," because I know what it is. I'm like, "Tell me what it is, and you can have it right now." He goes, "Is it Mario Odyssey?" I said, "Luke, before you ask that again, Mario Odyssey comes on a little chip that size." He goes, "Okay." He goes, "Is it Mario Odyssey?"
He thought you were just faking him out. Like you put
And
a
I
couple
said no,
bowling
and he was
balls
so upset that he went in his room crying. I was like, "Listen, you're not even close to what that is."
Here's the thing: if you don't know what it is, you guess what you wish it was.
Right, right.
No
I
kidding,
mean,
man.
maybe it's just 1 in a million chance you're right.
It is a
Yes.
pony. You're right.
Duncan said they were double-sided 3-inch discs.
There you go.
There we go.
3.5-inch disc.
Knew
Beautiful.
it.
Well done.
Retro gamer pays off.
Oh yeah.
So here is another talking point. Why don't we do?
Are you supposed to say that? Here is a talking point. Are you in
Camera face.
Look at camera 3.
Are you in Dreamcatcher's videos?
The old Genesis video. I gotta tell ya.
So why don't we do another? We'll do another question.
All right, that's like a talking point, but not really.
Okay, name what is probably the only non-Christmas game demo that states the fact in the title and was released in February to prove it.
Wow.
This is 6.
This is 6. Let me read. Okay, this is real. Name what is probably the only non-Christmas game demo that states the fact in the title and was released in February to prove it.
I know it.
I don't know that.
You know this?
No, but I've got a guess.
Okay, guess away.
Go ahead.
Is it Zool?
I don't. Is it? No, not Zool.
Does it know? Why are you
don't
looking
have
at
the
him?
answer.
Look at John.
He's the man with the. He's the man with the answers.
Don't look at him. Look at me.
It said on here, more Fireball before next question.
Okay, more Fireball.
Who is prompting this? I don't understand.
Joe Stady.
Joe, what are you doing? Did you not see what was the episode we did where we drank too much?
Episode, all of them.
Oh yeah.
No, not where John drank too much.
No, but here we don't want to. Are we going to devolve into one of those podcasts? It's like, boy, I'm drinking
What
a
do you
bunch of
mean?
adult
What do you mean
beverages.
devolve? That would be an evolution.
yeah,
Hand
you're
me the
right.
cap.
I'm just saying. Here we
Al
go.
Kebab said chug, chug, chug.
The Fireball is something that'll be savored. It's
Yeah.
We've got a boy in the chat room.
that's true. A creepy dead boy.
He's a creepy dead boy, but still.
What?
And I'm sure he wouldn't endorse all this boozer.
Some things are better left unasked.
You're
Well, that's his name.
creepy dead boy.
Creepy
Yeah.
dead boy. He's one of our loyal Patreon supporters.
Hey.
I think he's a Rob Zombie song.
He is. He's
It
also
sounds like one creepy
He went to
dead
Remember, he
boy.
went to Rob Zombie's high school, or maybe Rob Zombie went to his high school.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, of course, I think after hearing blowy jellyfish as a handle, nothing surprises
Yeah,
me.
there's nothing that makes me more angry than having stupid handles.
How did you get that handle, Matt?
You don't want to know.
Was there an incident
It
at
involved-
the beach?
Let's say this. He can't go back to SeaWorld.
Santa approves. Go ahead.
No.
Now top that.
Yeah, it's far more stupid than that.
Oh, whoa! He can't go to Big Bob's Fish and Aquarium. So.
Big Bob.
Really, all it was is I was coming up, put in a name for Xbox
yes,
Live
Xbox
back when it first started, and the one that I wanted was already taken.
What was the one you wanted?
I don't remember.
Was
now.
it Cool Master Flash 69?
420?
Yeah.
Something I don't remember now. It's been way too long ago, but it that was one of the suggestions, and we laughed so hard about it that I had to choose it.
Wait, so you took a random name suggestion? It was that?
Yeah,
That's pretty good.
No, you know, everyone here has probably had a stupid handle. I know at least 3 or 4 of us have. Wait, Brent, tell us the origin of your handle.
Mine?
Yeah, because your handle's stupid.
Well, which tinfoil?
Yes.
All
What
right.
is that? Tinfoil?
When I was, this was back in the MIRC chat days. You had to have a handle to get into the chat room, and I was downloading programs from it at the time. So I tried all
legally.
Oh well, they were.
Don't go there. Just
all right,
keep
fine.
your story.
It was legal. Actually, it was shareware. No, it was. At this particular time, it was. Anyway,
Santa's big chuckle there.
I kept trying stuff. And nothing would work. And I looked around. I saw some aluminum foil up on top of a fridge,
And you
but
couldn't
I
spell
couldn't
aluminum.
spell aluminum. So I did. And the reason why it's 10_foil was I figured that people would be too stupid to know how to make an underscore, so I wouldn't get a bunch of spam. And there you go.
It worked. You never got spam after that.
Alan Kebab got it.
Oh, I forgot. There's a trivia question going on.
See, that's the way it's supposed to
What
work.
was the answer?
Not very festive fodder.
Awesome. Well done, Alan.
That's like Zool.
You're the winner of the switching to the right camera.
Oh, beautiful. You know, I want to stay on this subject for a minute because we got Chad here. Chad is the Mac Daddy of goofy handles. Let's go through some of these, Charlie. When I first,
I'll let you.
the very first time I ever met Chad was on a BBS, and your handle was Shadow Master.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with Shadow Master.
Very cool.
And so I made fun of his name. I called him Shadow Masturbator, right? Which was, I'll admit,
That's very clever.
juvenile,
Yes.
yeah. And so
Oh, I'm glad you admit that's juvenile.
Chad came out with a new handle. And it was the Integrator. Remember the Integrator?
Hey, social justice, baby.
So we started calling him the Cheese Grater. He didn't like that either.
Was this before or after K-Bar, the discount
that
assassin?
was his vampire character.
Okay.
And somewhere in there, he was also named Sidewinder. I don't know where that one came in.
I like Sidewinder. That's like a joystick.
It's a great joystick.
His old DOS computer, he had jacked with it. You remember that? Remember I told you about that big Eliminator class case he had on the show? It was like a huge metal monstrosity. When his computer came on, it would say, "Kick it back, Inty," on the screen.
So that's where that came.
That's where it came from.
That was the Annihilator class.
Wow.
The Annihilator class case. I misspoke.
Which I still have that song.
I believe
Of
it
course
because
you
no one
did.
could lift it.
That's the same reason I have a snack machine in my basement.
And it's good protection against Gorn.
Now, what is your current handle?
I bounce around a little bit. I don't stay on.
Give us a
too
couple.
long.
What's your
Oh, wait.
least your the one you don't use a lot because I know you don't want to say it live on the air.
Chad is very paranoid, ladies and gentlemen.
Who, me?
Why don't you tell them your vampire name in that online text-based vampire multiplayer game? Tell them this story. Go ahead. What was that name?
Should I spell it out?
No,
or
say
try
it.
and pronounce
Say it.
Tesep kicks you kayak.
Wow.
Yeah.
No, why?
That.
That's because
Well-
he fell asleep on his keyboard. He woke up. He's like, "That's brilliant."
Otherwise known to our friend circle as Tupac Suckacock.
Every name I ever pick, it's the same ordeal. Well, basically the whole which camp? Where should I be looking? By the
You
way?
just look at me.
No, look at me. Look at me.
I am the captain now.
I'm the Santa now.
Now, basically, what it was with that, I was playing an online. It was like a player versus player game. It was text based. It was called God Wars.
Yeah.
Is this like Drug Wars on the calculator?
No,
Yes, actually.
Were there a lot of girls in the room when you were playing that?
there were some.
I'm not-
Well,
He was still wondering what they were.
I'm sorry.
hey, Hey, he's trying to tell a story.
Go ahead.
Jerk Santa.
Basically, if you got to a certain level, you could get immortal status, you gain more powers, but that enabled the player versus player capability of the game. The thing is, for somebody to actually attack your character, they had to type your name out. So I made one that was real long, real hard to spell.
Oh, crafty.
So they had to go in and change the code in the game so that they could use abbreviations to attack characters.
Oh my gosh.
Because nobody could ever start attacking me. I just go through and nobody could ever spell it in time. I'd already be gone.
You know, we used to do that trick when I used to play Solaris, I think it was, or Solar Empires on the BBS board games. You would make a ship name and you would go and attack people, and they had to type it in to attack you. And there was this sort of like computer driven force called the Mercenaries that would come to get you. So we would name our crew the Mercenaries. And when people saw this, they would usually retreat. They didn't understand it was another player, and so you could always waste them real quick. And that was a gimmick we used. So it was sort of the same thing. We were diabolical back in those days, weren't we? In the old BBS board game days.
Well, you had to add an extra level to it. I mean, like in some of the games, especially player versus player stuff.
Just you had to get an edge somehow, right?
Edge,
yeah.
Now, John, do you have a handle? Did you ever use any handles online? No handles ever. You never used any.
BBS's.
I mean, not just. I mean, you on the internet? Do you just use your real name? Yeah. I'm John. You don't have a cool nickname like Cool Cat?
John Marshall's a pretty cool name.
Mr. Doom or something.
I sort of do, but it's a long explanation and not a.
It involves long.
Might incriminate.
All right, fair enough.
All right. Well, let's move on to the next. Let's do another picture question.
Okay.
Why did you look at us like that? When
Yeah,
you
that
said
was kind of creeping me out there, Bo.
That's my slightly intoxicated face.
Oh,
Is that what it is?
No wonder I recognized it.
All right. So this is number 7. Oh, this is.
That's George. Curious George.
Yeah. So we'll make this real big, so everybody can see it.
I still can't see it.
There we go.
What we got here?
All right.
Yeah.
Looks like dwarfs.
Yeah.
I know who this is, I think. I'm not going to say, but I know who this is. I like that one girl menacing the other girl.
I figured you would. That's.
This 7.
Yeah, what in the world?
So for you in Radio Land, there's a picture of Curious George.
This I'm going to cut out every picture question from
what am I doing?
From the audio stream. It'll be on the video.
You're going to edit the stream?
Yeah.
That in itself is a major
But he's
event.
going to do it at the end of tonight. So he's just going to snip this randomly.
Anybody?
Anyone want to hear me just audibly describe this picture?
Oh no, but we do want you to take. I want you to guess. What do you think it is?
I think it is. Don't tell me now. It's. Oh God! What? It's.
I've seen this in Honey.
No! Don't tell me because I know this one. It's.
Duncan got it.
Duncan,
Don't
what's the
say
answer?
it. Don't say it. Don't say it.
Oh boy!
Is it? Don't tell me. Don't tell me.
Yeah.
Is it Blizzard?
What?
No. I'm going to go with Curious Concepts.
Well, Paul Kitchen got the right game under the company, but didn't get it.
Oh. So Duncan, what is Duncan's answer?
LucasArts.
LucasArts.
Yeah, they were all game like that. The two girls is Day of the Tentacle.
Oh.
Cosplay.
Oh wow! That's way out of my league there.
There's
I saw the
winner.
dwarves. And I was thinking the three dwarves game.
So if you could,
Lost Vikings.
whenever you email me your address, if you can tell me which postcard you won, describe it, because I'm trying to keep them in order, but I don't know if I'm succeeding at that. But congratulations, Duncan.
It's living, man.
So, I had a great. Another great roundtable question for everybody. But so tell me about the wackiest thing. I want to especially hear from Chad on this. The wackiest thing that's ever happened to you as part of the BBS community.
You want to start with Chad?
Oh wow.
Well, I can start with you if you've got something queued up.
Well, God, there's been so many.
And
Let's
they all
see.
involve me, probably.
Well, I'm going to go with. I had one year. I had a Halloween party for the BBS community. And they all showed up, and it was very bizarre. We had a live band that was hideous. This was in my small apartment in Huntington. My buddy Batman, who ran a site called the Bat Cave. Remember the Bat Cave?
Oh my gosh, I remember the
He
Bat
showed up with
Cave.
all of his buddies. He was in full Batman suit. This is back when no one could get these suits, and he had the full rubber suit. You know, the movie was big, and he brought in this herd of people, and they were all in these ultimately awesome suits, and we were all sitting around with like the old holes in the sheet routine. It was a bunch of dumpiest losers you ever seen gathered at a dump. And he goes,
I don't know.
He walked in, he drank a bunch of booze. He goes, "This is the party?" He's like, "You suck, devil buddy," and he was out of there.
Wow.
Kicked me to the curb, man.
Wow.
So Batman, if you're out there, screw you,
Now,
pal.
before Chad, before you go into your next story, I'm gonna throw out another text question that you can think about as we share these stories.
okay.
Okay, so this is number 8. In later re-released editions of which game were the birds in distress replaced with elves for licensing reasons? I'll ask that one more time.
I know this one.
In later re-released editions of which game were the birds in distress replaced with elves for licensing reasons? I know this one too.
We know this one.
Yeah,
We covered it,
this game.
Yes, but we know one.
Yeah.
Go us.
Yeah. Form of idiots. You didn't change.
That's the noise. Now, go ahead, Brent. Let's hear your story.
Duncan sorta has
But
it.
John made a yummy noise. Let's give him a
That's the
second.
wrong version, didn't he?
So you got to be more specific, Duncan. Okay, Brent. Tell me your BBS story.
Caught him mid-bite there.
Trust me, Brent's always biting. Go ahead. Why don't you skip Brent? Go to Chad.
No, I'm good.
There's somebody.
Hey,
Let me get
Duncan.
that. Is
Alan
it-
Bob tried to jump
Is
in.
it James Pond 2?
Robocod.
Robo.
Yep,
Yeah.
that's right.
Bam,
We got it.
Even
We're the
I
best.
retained that. We're the
Wow.
best around.
Congratulations. You got questions. You wrote some questions and then got it right.
We didn't write these. Are you kidding me? We're not that good. These are straight.
These are all Dreamcatcher, yeah. So,
Do it 3D House of Beef style.
You told me not to do that. You specifically told me not to animate.
Yeah, but no, you were flexing it. That's different.
But they were neck to neck. I mean, it was like pop.
you know what? Here we go. We'll give one to each of them. So there.
It was Alan Kebab.
Okay, that one was Duncan's. Here's Alan's coming up into the camera now.
These are lovely, aren't they?
Yeah.
And those were all who put those?
Dreamcatcher,
those
he made all these, yeah.
Gosh, he's amazing.
He is. He's a man of many talents.
He should be running the show. We should work for him.
Is Dreamcatcher still in the chat? Has he said anything recently?
He should be guessing all these answers.
Yes.
Please hope he doesn't say, "You suck, I'm out."
Yeah. Thank you, Dreamcatcher, if you're still with us.
Yeah, he's here.
Okay, awesome.
All right, Brent, let's hear your tale.
All right, when I was a wee lad, one of the first times I got on the BBSs, my name was Bad Boy because my initials are bad and I was a boy.
Hey,
Made
allegedly.
perfect sense to me. Aaron comes up one day, he's like, "Man, you need to change your name." I'm like, "What Bad Boy? It's my initials." And he's like, No, you can't have that. People are gonna beat you up if you have that name. Do you remember this, Aaron? Yeah, and I was like,
That's no good.
no,
He didn't
no
have-
one's gonna beat me up. It's
No
like,
one-
they're gonna beat you up because your name's Bad Boy. And I was like, I don't understand. I was like 7, 8,
You got to get up to him early.
but I didn't change my name.
so does Luke have any online persona yet?
No, not yet. He does think he's an internet sensation with his show.
It won't be long. Does he play Roblox?
No.
Because that's something
He
that,
watches the videos.
that's something that all my students are into
Oh,
is the
yeah?
Roblox. So, all right, Chad, we've waited long enough to hear the
And by the
tale.
way, Chad, if you don't tell the
There's
right
some
one, I'm going to tell it. I've already said one. Go ahead, let's hear yours because I'm sure they're the same. Let's hear it.
Oh yeah.
Dead air
Does
is
it involve my
awesome.
serve?
Would you just say? Would
Does
you
it involve my serve?
No, that's not BBS related.
Yeah, it is, because I figured out how to do that often.
Well, no. Go. I've already told that one, by the way.
You've already...
We told your tennis ball
Lord.
story last week.
No, let me just say yes, the creepy dead boy. Amigos magnets are.
Amigos magnet. In fact, the next person that gets the trivia question correct will win an Amigos magnet. So,
What do you feel? How do you feel about the idea of a creepy dead boy holding your visage in his hand?
hey, I kind of like it. I'm
Yeah?
into it.
That's kind of creepy, dude. All right, go ahead. Let's hear it.
This is far
I'm
too
trying to figure out what your
Christmas.
story is now.
Mine involves Moon Pup.
Actually, that was going to be my number 2.
God's sake, go ahead. Because I don't know the full tale, so let's hear it.
Well, yeah, you basically do.
Would
know
you
the
just
full
tell the
thing.
tale?
Well, there was... I'll let Aaron tell this one because he's much more descriptive with this kind of stuff.
I don't know how to describe this. There was another BBS guy. Chad had a rival. So you had Shadow Master, right? It's bad. That's a bad dude.
Yeah. You don't mess with Shadow Master.
Then you had a guy named Moon Pup. Right? And they had a continual war that went on forever on this BBS, on all the BBSs. They fought nonstop. So finally, I believe, I don't know if there was a party. I don't know what happened. Finally, they went to war physically. They were fisticuffs.
I don't believe any of those.
Well, that was the intent. You went to confront him.
Well, yeah, we TP'd his house.
That's. Now let me ask you a question. How old were you when you did that?
I was in high school.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah, I mean,
if he was like 30, I might be concerned, or like 7.
Dude, I thought this happened when I knew you. I know you had a confrontation with him when I knew you.
Yeah, actually, it was college days then.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I wouldn't make that a better.
So how did you know? How did you know where this guy lived?
Well, I had my skills back then.
Oh.
Don't
He has
worry,
a
they've
unique
depleted.
set of skills.
They're only valid in the 1980s.
Or the same.
You can hack into every Rolodex. That's
now you were never on BBSs,
No.
right? And you were never on BBSs, and John, you were never on BBSs. Do you have any stories?
Wow.
Did you ever meet anyone on the internet, aside from me and Boat, for example, that you have a good story
That
about?
you've instantly regretted.
Crazy Craigslist hookups, anything like that? Tinder?
No,
Nothing?
Just a trade of music every so often that was rare or something like that. I mean, not exciting.
You ever tarred and feathered anyone? No? Matt? Nothing?
You ever watch movies about gladiators?
I just watched that last night, actually.
Well, that one fizzled out there, Bo. Sorry, I guess if you have, Bo, do you have any?
That's
have you
all right.
Any about the BBSs that are known on the net that you went and confronted?
Boy, you know, most of the people that I feuded with online were over Instant Messenger, and they were all members of the band.
Wow! Did you guys have a blow off?
We'd have, yeah. There was this girl who Brent knows, but I will not say her name. That we would have these late night.
Is it Terry? Because she's sitting right
it's-
there.
Oh.
This is going to be entered as evidence somewhere.
But other than that, I definitely didn't TP anybody's house or anything like that. That was.
I remember, just to close this segment, I was a sub-sysop for a guy named Topol. He ran a board called the Hotline.
What were your duties as a sysop?
Well, I don't know what my duties were, but I know what I did. I abused my power. That's what I did. Topol was sort of a jerk. He hated Chad, for example.
Oh, yeah.
And which is understandable, but Topol was sort of an arrogant jerk. He was the guy that ran the newest board, and he sort of thought it looked down to everybody else. He was sort of a jerk. So one day I went and downloaded everything I could off his board, then I erased all of his files. I sort of regret it. So I came home one night, and there was a note on my door. It says, "I'm coming to get you, Topol." He had come to my apartment. He was going to whoop my butt.
Wow.
He was not happy, Topol
Hey,
wasn't.
Aaron.
Yeah.
The thing is, basically, you're getting threatened by a guy whose handle he names himself off the smoker's toothpaste.
That's true. That's a valid point. That's a valid point.
Is it a smoke?
How threatened could you
Smoker's
feel?
Wait a minute. Let's talk about this. Smoker's toothpaste.
Smoker's toothpaste.
Topol? You never heard of that?
No.
You're not old.
They must. That seems like something from the 40s. Topol, the smoker's toothpaste.
It gives you pep. Would you just read the next one?
Okay.
From the 40s. I'll come across the table.
No, you won't. You're too old for that.
All right. Question number 8.
You don't have to say it.
In later re-release. Oh.
9.
Someone's
Oh yeah, you're right. Sorry.
Someone's already got it.
Someone's already got it.
3, sir.
All right. So I'm going to put up another image.
Drink more faster, by the way.
God.
Here we go. This is number 9. Number 9. Number 9.
Turn me on, dead man.
Oh boy, this one looks interesting. Santa's coming to Sheffield. Hey, I know about that town.
Hey, that looks like Zool.
The naked girl, you mean?
Oh, I know this one. Can I just shout it out?
Shout it out loud.
Gremlin.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Bam! Give me a postcard.
All right.
No,
Here you go.
You get a magnet.
I've already got a magnet.
You got a magnet. Give
Yes.
you a postcard.
Yes.
All right.
Style said it too, Gremlin Graphics.
All right.
and there's no way he could have got to the streaming time. He wins.
That's true.
I demand he also
Give that
wins.
to-
All right.
He gets a magnet.
All right.
Flex winner gets a magnet.
That's true.
I heard
So
it.
this one don't get booze on it, Matt. Set it on the arm of that chair.
You need to.
Oh yeah.
There we go.
By the way, how about that me? Anything? Nothing?
That was in a.
Oh, well, wait. There we goes the cam switch.
Because it was Zool. Now I understand how these work. How many in are we? 9?
9 in.
Now I got it.
Now be sure to put that on
question for Jost. He asked if Amigos have a BBS, and that's no.
Oh, man, it's a good idea, dude. Who asked that?
Joe stated.
Joe. I like the way you think.
J-O-S-T.
J-O-S-T, Josh.
There you go.
Jost or Jost.
Just trying to help
Well,
you.
Josh, you know, I'd never thought about that until this exact second. We do need a BBS.
Yeah.
You need to run it on authentic Amiga hardware.
Here's a
Oh,
thought.
tricky.
Here's a
Yeah.
thought for you. Build an Amiga RAID to run the BBS.
Oh, my God.
I know you're the raid king, Chad, so you can help us with that.
I've got an additional thought.
Well done.
Let's drop all of this because it will never be good or happen.
But wait a minute. Hold the phone.
I wouldn't say that.
I've tinkered with Amiga BBS software in the past. Tell Josh I'm down. Well, he's probably hearing me. So
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Aaron, I'm going to crush your hopes and dreams. Do you have an analog line?
I can access one if I need
I
it.
do.
So
Chadley's got
I'm gonna.
one. And
running.
Chad, I will say, Chad had the best, most impressive BBS that was never ever online.
Well, I want to know the name of the BBS.
Yeah, let's hear it, Chad.
Honestly, I don't remember if I ever even named
You
it.
can be darn sure it was super cool. Something the Pirates code.
Well,
some kind of crap.
all right. I'm gonna throw out the next text question here.
Did we move it off the table?
We drank it all.
Wow.
Where is the fireball?
No, it's Brent's keeping it himself over
Someone
here.
asked that we drank some fire, so anybody gonna have a shot of fire?
I'll have some with you.
We're gonna lose our payment status on
Yeah.
this episode. I can tell that.
Our FCC license.
Also, Matt's been cussing like a sailor.
It's true.
Matt, tone it down, dude. Brent,
No, I'm quite
Chadley?
good.
I'm good.
John,
Here, give me this. I'll put the cap
Wow.
on it before you destroy
he
it.
wants some.
All right.
All right, let's hear it.
Number 10.
Really?
I'm not
Because he
even-
said no, thank you.
I said yes, please.
Here we go. One Bullfrog developed Amiga game stars a mentally deranged popular festive figure. What's it called? I'll say it one more time. One Bullfrog developed Amiga game stars a mentally deranged popular festive figure. What's it called? So Bullfrog, that's
They
theme
didn't
park.
do a ton of Amiga games.
That's Populous.
Yeah, that's what I was.
Powermonger. Maybe it's Genghis Khan. He's a popular festive figure. Right?
Celebrated the world over.
Who did Syndicate?
Well, are there many popular festive figures in Syndicate?
I don't know.
I don't think so.
No, I'm just saying they did that. All right.
Yeah.
I'm telling you what they did.
Yeah, they did. They did.
So it's the
Syndicate.
one game we can't identify. Crazy Santa.
All right. Well, while we're waiting, it's time to open some gifts from our listeners,
Oh.
and
wow.
we're going to
Thank you,
start
listeners.
with Chris Folds. So here is the first package, all the way from merry old England.
Wow.
And hey, Aaron.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Folds.
Look, there's
Hey,
Aaron,
me.
don't forget there's mystery candy attached to that.
Oh, snap. Mr. Kitty's not
And
very
we have.
Oh,
It's a lolly.
All right, and I'm gonna give this to you.
Show the
Yeah.
cam.
Bethke got it.
What was it?
Oh.
Psycho Santa.
Psycho Santa.
Man, I was actually pretty
But
close.
again, neck to neck with Duncan. They put it in pop right.
Wow.
These guys are killing everyone.
All right, you both get magnets.
They must have both at least have two of those magnets now.
If you've got a magnet and you don't want another one, just let me know. Or don't say anything and just don't write me an
How about
email.
both boudoir photos?
Those are also available.
Oh, these are cool.
And
Hey, John, you want to hit the other cam and I'll show some.
yeah.
The
So this is from Chris Folds.
I think Folds.
We got all kinds of candy. Okay.
Love heart.
And we also have, he's also sent us, he knows we love we love local newspapers. And so we've got
They're good times.
this is his local Hinckley and Bosworth Borough Bulletin. So
I subscribe to that one as well.
yeah. So all the local news that's going on over in Hickley, Bosworth. So,
Motorcycle show.
Griffin said he doesn't have a Mac.
well, sweet. I don't know
Tell
how.
him he does now.
Yeah.
Actually, I'll tell him. You do now.
All right.
Except it's the wrong cam. Up, down, switch again.
Look at this.
What have you, Aaron? You didn't open the card first?
No,
What kind of a monster are you?
You know, let me tell you how my mind works.
It doesn't.
You were like, look, he sent us these awesome newspaper article, and I was like, well, I'm gonna look at that right now. It didn't occur to me there was something in it. I was like, oh boy, newspaper. I know, double dip.
You know, young puppies are often the same way. They're like, oh, newspaper, I can poo
So,
here.
like, double dip, which is what I like to do at parties to piss people off.
This is
Lick-a-Maid.
Fun
Fun
Dip
dip.
or Lick-a-Maid in the United
Oh boy!
States.
Now he sent me a book, Early Home Computers. And there's an Amiga right on the front. Isn't that nice?
Very cool.
Very cool.
Thank you, man. Here, put that on Still Store, Cambot. Look at this camera here. This camera. Look at this freaking note here. Letter.
Very nice. Thank you.
That's
Someday I'll
that
realize
nice.
how cameras work.
Gosh, I bet that book has never been available.
Holy moly, it's full color all the way through.
There's Pong in there. That looks great. I bet you're jealous, aren't you?
I am a little bit.
And then here's a nice
I'm
card.
going to run my own show and get all kinds of
Oh,
gifts.
look at this boat. Did you get one of these?
I don't know. I haven't opened it yet.
Yes, the PC Junior. Yes, I see him. Charlie Chaplin. Look at this, Brent. Wishing you a Merry Christmas
Oh, it's nice of you.
to Aaron, Teresa, and Luke.
Oh, that's less nice.
Thank you.
I'm just kidding, Chris.
Thank you, Chris. I know. I gotta ask Chris Folds a question here. He's put his name in quotes.
Chris Foles.
So is that not his real name?
That's what the Chris Foles. That's the code for saying it, like Chris Foles.
Oh, I see.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Here, put that on
I'm
Still
still
Store.
thinking the
Look
little
at the
head
back of
popping
the
up
card.
on
Is
that
that an
Mortal
Amiga
Kombat
thing?
one.
Yeah.
it is an Amiga
Oh
thing.
man, that's awesome, dude.
Now, he does have a misprint here. He says, thanks for all the great content. I'm sure that means try harder jerkbags.
Very nice. Thank
This is
you.
why we only have Brent on the show once, maybe twice a year.
All right. I shall
Thank you, Mr.
open
Folds. That
my
was
gift,
That was mighty nice of you. Look at that, Chudley.
and I will.
Thanks for all the great content. Wow.
Where this tape in England, they make Scotch tape industrial strength. You know what they call Scotch tape in England?
Just tape.
Bourbon tape.
Cello tape.
Oh, really?
Isn't that
yeah,
weird?
I actually
So
knew
What do
that.
they call it in Scotland?
Oh, you don't want to know.
You know, I
Scotch tape.
never can remember, but what do they call an umbrella in England?
Brawley.
I thought it was like a.
Parasol.
Oh.
No, because I saw it on Frasier on the TV show, and I thought
I think Fraser just makes up words sometimes. And
He's
It's
right.
like The Simpsons, except The Simpsons really.
hey, it's another card. John and Eep, wishing you a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Chris Foles.
I gotta give Folds credit. He spelled Teresa's name right. She'll like that.
Very good. Thank you.
Yeah, very nice. No, I'm serious. It's very rare. Even I misspell it occasionally.
E-R-E.
I spell it G-O-O-F.
All right, and my gift from the Folds man himself, all wrapped up in the Hinckley and Bosworth Borough Bulletin.
Let me tell you newsprint. That's where the real money is.
Uh-oh. This is a shrink wrap book. Oh, man, I already love this. First of all, some double dip also. Thank you. Orange and cherry. And the little book of ZX Spectrum games.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so thank you very
I
much,
just put
Chris.
the Spectrum in the arcade. By the way.
Really?
Yeah.
We got to fire that thing
I'm
up.
working on it.
So this is from Retro Fusion Books,
Ooh.
which is
I ain't
a
heard of that. That sounds awesome.
they're a poppin' game company. Oh,
really?
man, look at that.
It's full color,
yeah,
dude.
full
It's
color.
hardback.
These are the guys that do all of the. No, that's Bitmap Books. I don't know what Retro Fusion Books. They do this book apparently. So look at
Is that Donkey Kong in the Spectrum?
Yeah.
Donkey Kong.
That looks
And
right up there.
and Tapper.
Man, you can't beat Tapper. Look, Tapper, they've got one. Oh, okay, that's the outside one. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
pretty good.
Yeah, man, I love the Spectrum. So thank you so much, Chris. That's an
Thank you,
awesome
Mr.
gift. All right, we've got one more, but before we do, it's time to read the next question.
Remember when we said the show would go about a half hour?
I told you we'd have tons of content. You didn't believe me.
Yeah, I'm
All
going
right.
to die because Terry hasn't eaten dinner yet.
Want some Mr. B's, Terry?
Actually, we have other
Slice of
choices as
nummy
well.
bread.
It'll fill you up.
I brought cookies.
This is question 11, visual question.
God.
Why is it
go
not
fetch
showing
'em.
up?
Don't
Oh, there it is.
run over any cords or trip and die.
I'm good.
I know this
Or
one.
run into
Okay.
the lamp.
I know.
Or trip over that cord. Or fall into Terry.
All right,
Or start playing pinball.
Here's the next question. Looks like you got the Goonies up here, and
Maybe
and
Kermit.
Kermit.
Is that what you're going for?
And Wakefield Winter Wonderland.
You remember the Cyndi Lauper tune from the Goonies?
Yeah.
That's a good tune.
True Colors, right?
No.
No.
Oh, she's so unusual.
No.
You
Good
have to
enough.
find the 2-disc soundtrack to that.
I'm a big fan of
Has
Cyndi
all the
Lauper.
score, has
Oh,
all
yeah?
of the songs, yeah.
I would have liked Goonies.
Right? That was the one from the Good Enough?
Good enough.
Yeah, it's that one, right?
Yeah, that was it. Good video, too.
And that
I don't
video
know.
did not play in the movie. They superimposed that.
I like it, though.
All right. So while you're guessing, we are going to open up a new package.
That's a big one.
Yeah, this is a big one. You're going to
It looks
open
like
this
it's from
one.
New Zealand.
It's all the way from parts unknown, New Zealand.
No, wow. Since they know, we know where.
Oh. Pixels of Dawn got it.
Pixels of Dawn, what was the answer?
Team 17.
Team 17, all right.
Oh, maybe later. Thank you.
Let's wait till he beams over. You want? Oh, you got me. Okay. There we go.
All right, so Pixels of Dawn, congratulations. You are the winner of an Amigos magnet.
Wait, didn't he just win one?
Did he just win one? I can't remember. If you won one,
You get a lock of Boat's hair.
that's right. I got
Keep it
three. I
forever,
got three
because he
more
can.
locks left. All right.
I didn't say I was off your head. Back hair.
Oh, okay.
All right, this looks pretty impressive. What do we got
That's
here?
foam, Aaron. It's everywhere.
Oh, here's some. Here, but you can open that. Ah, it's empty.
Oh,
Oh.
Pixel said no, he doesn't have one.
Oh, man.
Okay.
Oh man, what is this? This looks like something substantial here. Okay. Well, what is
Is there a card or anything in here?
now, this,
Okay. Before you get to that,
have you seen what this
Give me
is?
my
here's a card.
Yeah,
Okay.
let's open it. This is from.
This says "Read Me" on it.
Oh,
Okay.
Give it to someone
Say
later.
once again who this is from.
This is from Gary Hucker, the Huckster.
The Huck.
The Huck.
He's our
Okay.
technical guru.
Yeah.
By the way, there's a video of him blowing up a capacitor in a expansion. It's
Did
tremendous.
it shoot off the board?
But yours says read me, his says kick me.
Oh man, how much more of a beating do I need?
So this says, "A wee gift and thanks for your efforts with the podcast and all associated guff that goes with it. I am Matt.
I am Matt.
I think he meant to say he wrote eye imaging, but I think it's I imagine the time involved is substantial and fit it all in during your busy lives as admirable." That's right. We're very admirable people, I think. Enjoy the local rags, the newspapers, including the packaging.
Bam.
Spoiler alert, open package first. PTO. I don't know what PTO stands for.
Taking care of Orismus.
Okay.
I thought it was part-time officer.
Part-time officer.
Okay, so open the package before I read any more.
Okay. This is some sort of thing.
Well done, Aaron.
Nothing else.
This is matter from within our
I
universe.
think this is a squeeze box.
What?
Oh, please turn over, Dreamcatcher. That's PTO.
Oh, please turn over. Okay.
Yeah, there's more in the back, folks.
See, yeah, that's I've got to open. We got to open the package before PTO.
Okay, this has got a keyboard. I think I know what this is. If it's what I think it is, holy
Oh.
moly.
I see a device.
Oh, look at that. That, ladies and gentlemen, is an
Oh.
Amiga 600.
Oh, my
Holy. Have you ever
HD?
seen one of these?
Never.
Have you ever seen
No,
one?
HD. It has a hard disk in it?
Well, it could have a hard disk in it. Plus, it says Mitchell on the back.
It's Mitchell's.
Which is one of my favorite movies on Mystery Science Theater.
That's awesome.
Gary, you have went above and beyond, sir.
Wait,
Hey,
say
look
that
at this, by the way. We could try your gimmick on it.
All right.
Retro Briny?
Wow. What a nice little ditty. How long have I talked about it? The Amiga 600.
I know. And now we got, and it's a PAL.
Do you see how
So we can
small
play
it is?
all the games.
Is it PAL?
Well, it would have to be. It came from New Zealand.
Dreamcatcher said that's bootyful.
That is a sweet deal.
Very
Pixels
nice.
of Dawn said that's his first Amiga.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay,
It's
so
funny because these things were the pariah of the Amiga world back in the day.
but now they're the
It
most.
was all mine.
It's just, they're so small. I
Oh,
mean, isn't that
excellent.
nice? That's
Okay, so he says, I cleaned up the case as best I could, but could probably do with a retro bright. I excluded the power supply to save weight, but as far as I know, an A500 PSU should work.
Yes.
Anyway, we run on 240 instead of 110 over there. He said, I left out the floppy because I thought you'd want to install a GoTech. It's been recapped. It's been recapped. and revived from the dead as it was in a bit of a state, but runs okay now.
Wow.
The RF module has also been removed. Cheers. Have a Merry Christmas from Gary, the Huckster.
Thank you, Gary.
Thank you, Gary.
Wow.
Me and John were just exchanging messages on a process to lighten this yellowing. What you can see
Retro brighting, yeah.
Actually,
tell everybody what you were talking.
Somebody figured out you can just go buy Salon Care number 40 from Sally's for $2.50 and use that because it's already a cream.
Wow. Holy smokers.
Here's another thought. We found a use for Topol.
The smoker's toothpaste. That is above and beyond, Gary. I think the drive may have to be transplanted, Bo.
And we also have The Leader, a popular New Zealand newspaper.
Go ahead, Brent.
I got
It's The Leader.
Gary Hugger said it's missing LEDs.
Big deal.
Yeah.
No problem, Gary.
And The Guardian. Silly season starts. I guess there's a silly season
So
in
the
New
Guardian's
Zealand.
talking about the show.
There we go. So look, it's Cracker one day sale. You can get bananas are $1.89 a kilogram. And
Can we get my cam up here?
your cam's up.
Hey, Pixels of Dawn said all bow down to the Hug.
That's right.
The Huck.
Absolutely.
I will say the Huck. We should talk about Huck for a minute, Bo, because Huck continually has our most popular videos on the channel. Well, his hardware videos. He had a heck of a year this year with the videos, didn't he? I mean, he had some good stuff, and he's instructional. And I just love looking over what he's up to, and he's a good job of explaining what he's got going on. I've had a lot of fun dueling with some of the suckers in some of his videos who like that capacitor video comes to mind, where those guys didn't like his technique. But I'm telling you, if you're an electronics guy, I do that kind of crap all the time. And if you've got a good hand, there's not a darn thing wrong with it. All these guys are getting all whiny about it. And I love that, because if you don't do it every day, you don't understand the techniques that are involved. I do a lot of crazy stuff with a soldering iron that no one in their right mind would try. But if you're a good hand,
You cut a tree root with a circular saw. You're not above doing things a little different.
You should have saw. I should mention this. This is sort of on topic. This week, I brought the Odyssey 2 in for surgery at the lab, and so I'd already the Odyssey 2 or the O2, or is that I don't know if the Odyssey ever made it to Europe. I guess it did. I know it was in Brazil, but I don't know what kind of selling it did in the UK or Germany. But
It was called the Philips Video Pack.
That's right. So yeah,
Europe.
it was made by over here was Magnavox did it, but I installed composite out, and this week I was installing Atari joystick ports in it. And the things I did to this thing to get it to work were unholy. I mean, to get the Atari joystick wiring to fit in the controller, I was melting stuff, and we were using the Dremel.
I don't want to hear this part.
We're doing all this stuff, but it worked, and it's glorious, And now I'm going to take this right here, clean it up, and I'm going to plug in the joystick port. I'm going to plug, which the joystick port's on this thing
on the side
right here, that's much better. I'm going to plug my Odyssey 2 joystick into this. It's going to be tremendous. I'm looking forward to it. Getting this thing put up. And like I said, the footprint on it's great. But again, Gary, we appreciate it very much.
Yeah.
It's very nice. Why don't you set that over there?
All right.
I'll drool on it later.
And last but not least, before we close this out here, Aaron.
Yes, sir.
You have a gift that needs to be opened. It's not that one. It's the cylindrical one.
I thought he was going to say it's the circular.
Oh, you should probably. I brought you a gift too, Bud. You should probably open that on the show. Thank you. Well, let me. Thank you. Who's this from?
That's from me.
This is from you. I'm going to aim it over here. Okay.
Eep wrapped it so you know it's impenetrable.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah.
She's the master. What would you do without her? You'd be completely boned.
Yeah.
And we should thank. Is Eve thing here? Is she?
No, she's working.
Okay. It's a cardboard tube. My God, how much tape did she use on this?
Like I said.
The thing is, I've unwrapped it, and again, I don't know what I can do to get into it. Look at this.
Try the other end.
Yeah, I might need that in a second. Hold on a second.
that was a trap.
Oh wait, I think I can get a foothold here.
Oh, I see a bit of daylight.
Oh, it's a poster.
All right, don't. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Boom!
Oh, that's a big one. You go hold this. Hold that, man. I think I know what this is. Oh, it's the big size version of our show poster. Thank you, Boat.
You're welcome.
Look at that, guys.
Figure you can hang that up in the Amigos Studios East.
Can someone grab? There's a bag over there. It doesn't have a name on it. It's the open one on the end, I think. There.
This?
Does it have a name? Does it have a tag on it? Take the card out of it there. No, first of all, his doesn't have a tag. So if it doesn't,
that one does have a tag.
Okay, keep looking. That's it right there. Now take the card out. You don't get a card. I'm sorry. Yeah, just take that out. Now put those. Just, don't ask. Just put them down. Just bring that to him. The rest of it, not the card. Yeah, just put that down. Don't worry about that. That's it. Throw it on the floor, dude. Now hand that to Boat. Now, Boat, this is your Christmas gift and your birthday gift, and there's a story behind your birthday gift.
Okay.
I waited till Christmas. That way, I only had to get you one thing. The end.
Isn't this nice? You know where this is going? Right in the arcade.
Okay, so the first thing is I need to switch the camera. This is a key-shaped folding knife.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. I will definitely.
That's the most unsincere thank you of all time.
I will definitely not be prosecuted when I bring this to school on my keychain.
I'm worried about your safety, Bo.
Thank you.
I think you call this a knife. You know, that sort of thing.
That's true. An Amiga love sticker.
Now I want to talk about the show. Those aren't from me. Those are from the fine fellow that runs AmigaLove.com, who sent us some of those stickers to the show. Here, give me that. Put this on Still Store, Brent Bot. And we're going to send him a couple magnets to say thank you. But hey, Amiga Love, I've talked with them before. The fella that runs it is just a super guy, and he's a very friendly chap.
Stuff.
So he sent me 3 or 4 of those, and I wanted to bring you one.
All right, thank you. And you gave me the ZX Spectrum back. Awesome. No.
Remember the episode we did on top? I think it was Lotus. When we did Lotus, this is a digital derby. We talked about these.
Right.
And
I know what that is.
I bought this right after the show. Now.
Oh, I love it.
Now, guess what? When I bought it, then I lost it for months.
This is great.
And so when I found it just like 2 weeks ago when I was cleaning up my room. I was like, oh crap, there's Boat's birthday gift. So I was like, I'm going to slap some batteries in this sucker. Good to go. It didn't work. So I had to take that to the lab. And it runs 60 seconds.
Oh, okay.
Can't be turned off.
Hit the start button. It resets it.
Oh, okay.
And so I took that to work and got into it. Let me tell you something. There's some tech in there. The people in Japan are geniuses. There are 2 reels in there. There's springs.
Oh, yeah. The way that you can shift gears and stuff.
I think there's some uranium in it. I think there's some fuse tubes and blowholes. Everything's crazy. I never seen anything like it. And so I stared at it for about 2 hours, and my partner was like, you gonna fix that? And I said, no, that's impossible. I can't do it. And I went in and took the soldering iron and did some stuff, and when it came up, I literally did the dance of the dead up there. Woo-hoo-hoo. And I was so happy. And then I played it one time. I said, this is good enough. I'm never gonna touch this again, so I can deliver it to Boat in a working order.
Yeah, this is very, very cool because not only there's
Here, I'll put it on Still Store.
There's a lot of things going on here. That timer up in the corner, that is actually a working timer.
That's right, and
it's like a stopwatch.
Well.
Yeah, there's a lap counter in the lower left, and then you push that button whenever you wreck, and it resets it. Plus, the natural 1, 2, or the neutral 1, 2, and 3 really does adjust your speed.
You have to use it too during the game.
Yeah.
So that's I've seen those before. My cousin, when I was a kid, he actually had one of those.
I had a similar one. Now, I will say this one doesn't have a battery cover. Sorry about that, but that's the way it goes.
Well, maybe you can contact Gary
Hucker.
This is Gary Huckers. What are the odds?
Conan? Gary Conan and ask him if he still has it.
Who's Gary Conan?
I don't know. That's what's written on the back here.
Oh, there you go. Call him up. You can probably get somebody to 3D print you a cover for it.
1978.
Yeah. I used to have a game. Remember, we talked about these. This would have been a much more topical. What, 8 months ago? When was your birthday?
Yeah.
Do you remember when your birthday is? It's sometime, right? So anyway, there's that, and then your Christmas gifts also in there.
All right. What?
You're not gonna open?
I thought that this was one of the 2 gifts.
No, wait, there's more.
Okay. So here at the bottom.
Every store.
Uh-oh.
There you go. Raspberry Pi and case. With
Thank you. You know, I was going to, because of the boat challenge.
That's why. I knew you couldn't buy your own. Have you talked to these? The boat challenge is this. How can I put this thing here? You put that on Still Store. Boat is not buying anything this year, and so he's gotten into the Raspberry Pi from working on one for his relatives. But he couldn't buy his own, so I took the notion to.
Well, thank you, man. That means a lot to me. Oh, there's even more stuff in here. Okay, so we've got a set of dice for all the role playing that we never do.
Well, this is to motivate you.
Well, I'm always ready.
Is there a bag in there?
And then there's also a bag. One of my online handles is Dice Bag Daryl, and so this is very fitting for my moniker. Thank you.
You're welcome. Happy Christmas.
This is the first dice bag I've ever received. I've never had my own dice before. It's a seminal moment.
It is.
Thank you. Thank you.
That's for the captain, dude.
Hey, he was a great man.
I thought the captain was dead.
And thank you for my poster. I like it very much.
There's one thing missing.
As the Prince of Space would say. What?
Pickles.
Pickles. Actually, that's coming in the post show. No, I'm serious.
That's the Aunt B's pickle.
That's coming.
All right.
That's a beautiful way to.
That is.
But I love it.
So thank you everybody that is watching right now. Thank you for everybody that's been hanging out in the chat, including Dreamcatcher, Paul Kitchen, Alan Kebab, Pixels at Dawn, Bam Biker, let's see, Dreamcatcher, I already said that. Yeah, Gary, Graham, everybody that's in the chat, thank you so much. Oh, let me switch over so you guys keep it unfurled. Look at that. All right. So
and thanks to all the Patreons, of course.
And so before we go, we do want to now, since it is the holiday season, I thought that I'd do a little something like this.
You're not gonna rap, are you?
No, I don't rap during the holidays.
Oh, really?
Except presents.
John Marshall, Matthew Perron, Ricky DeRocher, Creepy Dead Boy, Figgy CTZ, The Slow Norris, Stefan, Sorgard, Mortensen, Edvin Helen, Blindo 75, Christopher Hassel, Ravi Abbott, Chris Falls, Dreamcatcher, Lauren Giroux, Graham W. Vebke, Brent Dowdy, Lane Denson, Adam Batters, B. O'Brien's Retro and Vintage, and Gary Hucker, the Huckster, C. Brian Jones, Paul Harrington, Duncan Stiles, Alan Kebab, and Anthony Jarvis, Tapes from the Crypt, Josh Nan, Will Williams, Adam Bradley, Neil Mansell, Jonas Rulo, THT, Eric Nelson, Kim Tommy, Humbert Stad, Daniel Bingston, Brutal Barracuda, Darren Coles, Jason Warnes, Pixels at Dawn, and Kjolbjorn Barben.
Very beautiful, folks.
So thank you all for supporting us on Patreon. If you would like to support this endeavor, you can check out our page at patreon.com/Amigos podcast. And next week, Aaron, there's a next week? There's a next week. It's going to come before you know it. It is Game of the Year 2017.
Beautiful.
Make sure that you vote. Go to either Google Plus or any of our social media and click on the vote for Amigos Game of the Year 2017. We want to know what you think about the best and the worst games we've reviewed this year, and we'll also have our picks plus predictions for 2018 for the Amiga and beyond. And don't forget to email your predictions to amigos@amigospodcast.com.
You know, I've learned something about predictions before we close the show. People aren't exactly fired up about 2018. I don't mean for the Amiga crowd. I just mean in general. Like there's the malaise, right? People need to get fired up.
Get fired up.
Don't get it. Don't be upset. Chill out. Relax. It's all good. Send in your predictions. It'll be a good year.
All right, guys. Until next time, next week, we'll see you then. Don't forget also to follow us on twitch.tv/Amigos podcast. You can watch us live, just like the fine folks in the chat. Please come and check us out next week if you can live. It's going to be a special show. We'll see you then. Adios.
And Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Ho, ho, ho. All right.
So,
We out?